new Barclays Center. Great for some, but if you live in the neighborhood, it's something else.
Trending now, are skinny models out of fashion?
A magical garden, a touch of France blooms in New York City.
That and more coming up next. Welcome to Brooklyn College News. I'm Dan Thorne.
I'm Christina Rivera.
And I'm Indesha Bryan. The new Barclays Center gets lots of buzz. The Nets, Jay-Z, and Barbra Streisand are on the way.
But if you live in the neighborhood, it's another story. Diego Morello reports.
The Barclays Center dominates the surrounding neighborhoods. The new home of the Nets is huge. Great for the team and fans.
Hey, we have a basketball team in Brooklyn now, so it's better than the New York Knicks.
But some residents complain. The arena and the Atlantic Yard's construction disrupt the community.
It's hammering, hoeing, dump trucks dumping, digging.
I have 2 cars, and it takes me an hour to get parking for that one, and we leave one parked here because there's only one side of the street.
Residents and activists lost the court battle to block the project and watched businesses go as the arena grew.
They asked a bunch of businesses to leave. Like, there's a couple of old favorite bars that were over there that had to leave. Bergen Tile I used to buy things at is now gone.
Community board member Wayne Bailey says the developer, Forest City Ratner, fails to follow agreements. Working hours, noise pollution, lighting, and worker parking are all issues.
If you come here at 4 or 5 in the morning, they're circling and they honk and they sit out there and they change their clothes and they play their music loud.
A sign at the site says the community liaison is here to address residents' concerns and complaints. But residents tell us they get no help. So neighborhood organizations started Atlantic Yards Watch. Over 700 posts document what they say are construction-related problems. We asked Forest City Ratner about the complaints, and a spokesman said, "We take all complaints very seriously and answer each one we receive. We meet and are in touch regularly with the community boards and elected officials." I'm Diego Morello, Brooklyn College News.
The MTA does get a bonus out of the center. London-based Barclays Bank paid the MTA $4 million for naming rights in a 20-year deal.
A big change for L train riders. The MTA adds trains to ease the commute. MTA reporter Renee Askew checked out the details.
It gets so crowded and it's really hard because I'm not very tall.
For regular commuters, the L train is a nightmare.
Everybody's like sardines.
Getting on the train is like rather difficult.
After years of congestion and overcrowding, the MTA has increased the number of trains running per day. There's 16 additional trains during weekdays, 11 additional trains on Saturdays, and 7 more on Sundays.
And to be able to feel like I can ride during rush hour and just not get just mauled by the crowd, would be make my day go a lot better.
From the L train, this is Renee Askew, the MTA Report, Brooklyn College News.
Skyrocketing college tuition puts students in dire situations. Fatima Kadir takes a look at what's happening to us.
We're told it's the American dream. You work hard, you go to college, you get married, and live a happy and financially secure life. But college students today find the dream as hard to achieve.
I'm going to have about $150,000 in debt when I graduate.
That's a shocking number, and others share the same kind of pain.
I have been taking student loans out since my undergrad, actually, in San Francisco, so I have a considerable amount of debt. I think it's probably over $100,000 at this point.
College students in the United States face greater debt than ever before.
I'm 21. I actually just graduated, and I have no idea how much it's gonna be, but it's a lot.
Student loans hit $1 trillion in 2012. That's a staggering rise since 2000. 61% of college graduates in New York alone owe money. Still, Brooklyn College professor Hershey Friedman advises you to stay in school.
I think you still need an education. I think no matter what happens, the people are educated, and make sure you have skills. Don't take courses that don't give you skills.
Students might expect help from Washington, but
Congress can't seem to do anything. Yeah, they have no solutions. I'm very disheartened by what I see, that no one's come up with any ideas on how to get us out of this recession.
Our generation knows we will carry these debts long into our adulthood, and we worry about how many years it will take to pay them off. Dan?
Thanks, Fatima, but it may be slightly easier to pay your debt. Job prospects for most New Yorkers seem brighter. Companies hired 60,000 more people so far in 2012. That's according to research from investment advisor Eastern Consolidated. The news is better for people in construction and hospitality while Wall Street continues to cut.
And according to Career Builder, 54% of employers say they would hire recent college grads. Joni Watts looks at job prospects in Brooklyn.
College graduation. It's a huge accomplishment. But what happens when you start your job search out in the big city?
The economy is difficult, period.
In New York, like other places, the good news is that 2012 holds better job prospects than last year.
10% of employers are planning to hire new college graduates, so it is very optimistic for students. However, those students are competing with graduates from previous years.
Job fairs, like this one in a Brooklyn high school gym, attract hundreds, including new grads.
It's really a competitive field regarding, coming in entry level or coming in as someone that has experience. You still have to go through chain of command to try to get the job.
Senator Eric Adams hosted the job fair. He suggests you expand your search.
You may not always get the job in the field which your studies were in, but you can get a job that will be able to pay that student loan, pay your rent, and put food on the table and provide for your family until you get the job that you want.
But many we spoke with seemed dissatisfied.
Just like all the others, shake your hands, congratulations, you graduated, but, we'll take your resume, but you still have to go online. And there's no promise that they're going to pass your resume along to HR, so.
Avram Khan from the Council of Jewish Organization of Flatbush says there is job growth in Brooklyn.
The last 2 years, we've seen a larger increase in Brooklyn of especially college employment has, in my opinion, raised about 5-6%.
But anxious graduates think going back to school, for now, is the answer.
I think my best bet right now is to actually just try to apply to grad school or just go to grad school and wait till I come out and apply for a better job.
Attending job fairs and pursuing advanced degrees may increase your chances at landing your dream job. This is Joni Watts reporting for Brooklyn College News.
We love to watch models on the runway, but who is watching them on the scales?
Miss America talks about her family secret.
And ideas for the romantic on a budget.
Stay with us and we'll take you to a French garden.
Welcome back. A warning from the health department. The rain makes things green and grow, but it also brings out the mosquitoes. They love the humidity. So health officials ask that you drain any standing water in your backyards and on garbage can lids.
There are 56,000 prisoners in New York State, and more than half have children. These kids suffer because a parent is behind bars. Miss America recently spoke out about her personal experience. Norhan Khalid was there.
Miss America gets a medal, a round of applause, and then reveals a personal story.
The challenges of high school were those of uncertainty and fear and anxiety and isolation and shame.
Her father was in jail, and as a teenager, it was tough not to have a dad at home.
Which I know is the same for many of the children that are here today and the millions of children across our country who experience this.
Laura Kepler, the reigning Miss America, spoke at a breakfast meeting organized by the Osborne Association, a prison advocacy group. Former prisoners, their children, and family members applauded. Her story is shared by young people like Donovan Clark. His mom was in prison.
At first it was very struggling, but I tried to not really think of it as much and stay focused in school and make sure that, I'm doing what I have to do so that time will go by faster.
His mom joined the Osborne Association counseling program after being released from prison.
I went to work intensive program, which actually found me my first job, and I'm still with my current job, Food First, Inc., and I'm the administrator there. So they were a great help because it's hard on your own and having a background. So having them was great.
The Osborne Association helps over 6,000 people each year. It provides treatment, education, employment, and the kind of counseling Donovan needed.
The Osborne Association basically made me build courage in myself and take this situation as a learning experience rather than like a painful experience.
Osborne is funded by corporate foundation and government sources and also depends upon donations. If you'd like to know more or help, go to www.osborneny.org/donate.cfm. I'm Norhan Khalid, Brooklyn College News.
For decades, fashion designers have embraced the image of the tall, lean, supermodel type, but their super skinny bodies are now a big issue in the fashion world. Sophia Moliere investigates.
She sways down the runway. Every rib shows, and her skinny frame stands out more than the swimsuit. Many models use tricks to stay extra thin.
Like swallowing cotton balls that were completely saturated in like orange juice or champagne or something acidic that would take away their appetite.
Model Trinity Laurel says she watched her friends get too skinny.
A lot of the runway girls will smoke a lot to take away their appetite and basically just not eat.
The average model weighs 23% less than the average American woman. 25 years ago, it was just 8% less. Models now wear a size 0 or maybe a 2.
It's like I'm always the skinny model, and sometimes it's worked to my advantage where it's like I'm the only girl that fits into the size 0 or 2 sample.
But the ideal sample may change. The Council of Fashion Designers of America and others in the fashion industry, such as model agency owner Ellie Frank, support the recent change to drop the anorexic look.
And I definitely agree with people coming in and trying to make changes and saying, I'm sorry, but we don't want anorexic women or women with other eating disorders on the runway or in our events or modeling our clothes.
Emerging designers support these regulations and use beautiful models who look more like real people.
People who wears my clothes, they're not models. They're like a real girls like me or like, other people. So when I do like design fittings, I try to, of course, make to look them, like flattering.
And real people we spoke with appreciate that.
It's hard for me to relate to someone like really, really tall and really skinny, and I think that as much as people don't want to admit it, what we see is what influences us, and especially if we're getting hit by these images every day.
Vogue says it's not hiring models under 16 or unhealthy models. Sophia Moliere, Brooklyn College News.
Too thin, too thick? How do we control our weight? Turns out there's an easy way, and the answer is right in your face. Sharita Nelson reports.
Move aside, Weight Watchers. There's another effective way to help people lose weight. Chew slower. Did you know that you're supposed to chew your food 20 times per bite?
20 times? Really? Wow. I don't think I've ever done that before. It's good to know.
Experts and nutritionists recommend you chew your food 20 to 30 times before swallowing. People normally chew 5 to 11 times. But nutritionist Dr. Donald Hummel says that's not enough.
Some of the documents that we've been giving patients for over 30 years where it talks about chewing your food 30 chews a mouthful.
The website of celebrity TV Dr. Mehmet Oz says, "Thou shalt not chew food less than 20 times per bite."
When we chew our food slowly, we give our stomach a time to digest the food. If we're chewing it really fast, then the stomach gets an input of tons of food, doesn't know what to do with it.
In order to lose weight, the mind has to communicate with the stomach.
When you eat, the longer it takes for the food to get to your stomach and to your gut, then the hormones get released from the gut to tell your mind that you're full, stop eating.
But it's hard for some.
It takes way too long. We got 15 minutes before we go to the next class. We can't be 15 minutes eating. We're going to be late.
Experts advise change your habits slowly and work up to the 20 to 30 bites. I'm Sharita Nelson, reporting from Brooklyn College News.
Stay with us and we'll take you to a French garden
and introduce you to a unique musician.
When we walk together, we are bigger than cancer.
Join the world's biggest fight for more birthdays, the American Cancer Society Relay for Life. Find your community's event at relayforlife.org.
If you teach me music.
If you teach me music, I'll be in a band, not a game.
I'll be better at math, reading, and my SAT.
It's a fact. When you teach us music, our math, reading, and problem-solving skills improve dramatically.
Our music programs are in trouble.
The need to develop creative minds is as important today as it was when VH1 Save the Music was founded in 1997. Go to vh1savethemusic.com and help us continue to change lives.
With music education,
our future sounds a lot better.
If you're taking a staycation this summer, arts reporter Virgilia Hess recommends a blossoming experience. Always wanted to go to my country, France, but don't have the money or time? Now, the New York Botanical Garden in the Bronx brings a beautiful bit of France to you. Come with me into Monets Garden. A ladybug dressed on purple blossoms. The beautiful flowers and vibrant colors create a dreamlike garden. This is a copy of the garden created in Giverny by Claude Monet, the 19th century Impressionist painter.
It's beautiful. It's a lot like when I saw it, in France.
The curator of the Monet's exhibition carefully created the scenes that you would see in Giverny. 150 different kinds of flowers, all like the ones Monet planted, are here. Because the garden is like a painting and a real work of art, it made me think of this one by Monet, and here I am with my white dress and parasol. Too bad Monet is not here to see it. But those who do see the garden in the Bronx are happy.
I'll probably come for the next 3 or 4 days. Every day I'll come.
Just very, very beautiful.
The garden is open during spring, summer, and fall, and the flowers will change each week. There are activities related to Claude Monet for you to enjoy, along with a free mobile app that lets you discover Monet's Garden just as if you were with a personal guide. Ooh la la! Monet's Garden is open from Tuesday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. until October 21st. Tickets cost $20 on weekdays and $25 on weekends. If you want more information, you can visit their website at nybg.org. Christina?
That's beautiful. Thanks, Virgilia. There's a lot to do in New York this summer, and for those of us saving money, Melanie Montalvo found great spots for us to visit.
We know New York is expensive, and going out on a date can break the piggy bank, but we discovered a lot of places that are both cheap and fun.
Here's something to try. We found one couple enjoying a sunny afternoon on the water riding the Staten Island ferry.
It's free. I mean, it's a good hour that you can spend talking to somebody, getting to know somebody if it's a first date.
Right down the river, we caught up with people in Battery Park. Picnics, strolls, and even photo ops with Lady Liberty in the background are easy to do here.
Park is a phenomenal idea to go on a date. It's cheap, it's got a great view, so I think it's a great place to bring a girl.
The water here, Empire State Building, all that kind of stuff, it's all pretty.
How about a walk over the Brooklyn Bridge to the romantic promenade?
Really nice for, we just walked across the Brooklyn Bridge and we're just kind of hanging out over here. It's definitely nice for that.
It's fabulous. We were just saying, I think it's how many women have been proposed to out here?
We asked a bunch of people, what's your favorite cheap date?
Probably biking around Brooklyn.
I'd like to take you to a place that's out of the norm, something adventurous, something that she doesn't do, on a daily basis with other guys.
It's adventurous to kayak, and it's free on the Hudson River at Pier 40, Pier 96, and 72nd Street.
We made a list of other ideas: bowling at Chelsea Piers, Bowmore, or Lucky Strike, shooting pool at Billiards, visiting the zoo in any borough, or riding the Roosevelt Island tram. If you do your homework, you can stretch your budget and enjoy a great time with lots of room for romance. Christina?
We see many musicians in the subway, and a few stand out. Michelina Bracero discovered a man who plays an unusual instrument.
A bow scrapes across a carpenter's saw, and a crowd gathers in the 42nd Street subway. 83-year-old Moses Josiah taught himself to play in his native Guyana after reading an article about the instrument called a singing saw.
I then became interested, picked up my daddy's old carpenter saw, followed the instructions, and banged away at it, and I was able to get the notes of the scale, which basically is the foundation of music.
Here he performs a church hymn. called How Great the World.
Playing from the soul, it's awesome. I mean, really, it's amazing that people can do things with equipment they have.
Moses Josiah is one of 350 musicians approved to play in the subways. It is part of the MTA's Music Under New York program. He sells his CDs for $10. Although he refuses to say how much he earns, he mentioned that he plays for the love of music, not money. The train station is hectic, but Danny Short says Mr. Josiah brings a sense of calm to the station.
When he's here, there's peace in the area. If you notice, it gets a little noise. It's not as much noise as it used to be when the music is here because it calms people down. No confusion. There's peace in there.
Music Under New York holds auditions every spring. For more information, you could visit www.mta.info. Michelina Brassaro, Brooklyn College News.
Summer in the city means serious play on the courts. Sports reporter Christine Alexis found that some basketball players depend on summer play to get attention.
I'm trying to play overseas, hopefully in Italy. That's where my family's from.
Candace is one of the many hopefuls who play on the courts at West 4th Street. A lot of players want to get noticed by Scout.
It's a great league. It's extremely competitive.
Right now, I'm actually training to, go overseas. I plan on going away, trying to further my experience in basketball.
Right now, their action is here. It's the 35th annual Kenny Graham Tournament. Janice Carter heads the Women's League.
Actually, we have some players from West 4th that's currently playing in the WNBA. Kia Vaughn, Epiphany Prince is playing right now in the league. There's a number, at least 20 players that's in the league now.
20 teams in the Pro Division play here. Daryl Arizona Pearson, a special ed gym teacher, oversees the 16 teams in the high school division.
It's a good influence because, again, top recruiters come here to see kids play, but the main thing is the academics. They could take one foot in the door basketball-wise, but then they have to go look on a record for like the SAT scores or the GPA for the general education.
Pearson's goal is to motivate kids to do better in school.
It could definitely open up eyes to people that might not know your name or know who you are, but I just play for just the rec.
High school games take place Monday through Thursday starting at 4:30 p.m. Men's and women's games run all week long starting at 6 p.m. Christine Alexis, Brooklyn College News.
Some sports jump the season, and football is one of them. Namik Revanov follows the Giants.
New York Giant fans worry about Big Blue's upcoming season after the highly publicized release of running back Brandon Jacobs and wide receiver Mario Manningham. The future of the Super Bowl champs offense is shaky. Both players were signed by the San Francisco 49ers. Now general manager Jerry Reese says, and I quote, "We drafted the best guys. It just so happens some of the best guys were offensive guys this time. We'll see." Dan?
Thanks, Namik. We'll see how it works out. Now, before we go, here's what you need to know about the latest MTA Fast Track work. Renee Askew fills us in. Renee?
It's a summer of construction on the subways. The MTA's Fast Track program is shutting down stations to do quick repairs in a week. So expect closed stations and disrupted service weeknights from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. This will go on from July through November 2012. Check mta.info for details. In some cases, you'll find free shuttle buses outside of closed stations.
Thanks, Renee. That's it for us. Thank you for watching Brooklyn College News. I'm Indesha Bryan.
I'm Christina Rivera.
And I'm Dan Thorne. Hope to see you next time.